Twitter talks about it, Splatooners are talking about it, and you yourself have probably talked about it with your friends too. Shooter bias. Well, what is it? In a nutshell, it is the concept that Nintendo is overly in favor of pushing out shooter-friendly updates, giving more kits to shooters, and giving better kits to shooters, while neglecting weapons that are not shooters for the most part. And now, obviously, a bias like this would be very bad. In a game with 11 different weapon classes, and only focusing on one of them. Some have only 2 or 3 or 4 weapons in the game, and shooters have all of these. We should not have had to wait 9 months since launch to get kits for Wiper and Tetra. And not just that, but 2 of my favorite weapons in the game are also yet to get a second kit. Those being Squipper and Gluga. And while you can make the argument that Gluga's kit is one of the best kits in the game, the point is, there has still been nothing about it for over 1,000 days. 2 of the weapons that have massive potential but are sadly overlooked in favor of other weapons and mostly shooter weapons. Speaking of the potential of weapons like Gluga, now, as you all know, the mid-season patch just dropped earlier this week for Sizzle Season, and this patch featured a lot of shooter-friendly buffs, to say the least. And while other weapons did get buffed, a lot of the buffs were for shooters, while other weapons, such as Gluga and Tentatek, have yet to see much of any buffs in this entire game, when they could easily be mid or even top-tier weapons. Patches may not seem like much from the naked eye, however, these really do drive the game in a way. They dictate what weapons can do and how weapons will play, and how their playstyles will work within the games. And so these patches that happen every half a month or so really do drive this game and are really important to the meta of the game, and will, can make or break weapons. And therefore, I feel it's important that Nintendo be fair in it. And, well, obviously, they aren't gonna. I mean, it's their game after all, so they don't have to. However, I feel like it is Nintendo's job to be more fair in this. Instead of doing whatever this last patch was, but hey, at least Angle Shooter got buffed, so Big Swig users are eating good. Now, it's pretty easy to understand why Nintendo is doing this, and, well, it's simple. It is because shooters are the most popular weapon class in the game, obviously. I mean, after all, it's a shooter game, and these weapons are really easy to pick up, and you can get used to most of them in about an hour or so of playing. Whereas more nuanced weapons, such as Big Swig, Tentatek, and many charges can take maybe a half a week, maybe an entire week of play to really get the hang of, especially if you're a new player. And as a company, Nintendo's best interest is to satisfy their new players, so that they can get them into the game and recommend it to more people, thus continuing the cycle and generating more revenue for Nintendo. However, this definitely has a negative effect on their current player base, making players choose weapons that they'd rather not choose just to see relevant within their competitive team and within the current meta, and forcing people just getting into a game into a box of a few shooters and a few other weapons to play, rather than being able to explore and find out what fits them best. And at this point in the video, I want to get some insight from other Splatubers who both main shooters and do not main shooters. First up, the Dually Squelchers main, mossyjade. Take it away, Mossy.
Hi, I'm Mossy. I'm a content creator and Dually Squelchers main. It's clear that my weapon struggles quite a bit in Splatoon 3. It's very ink hungry, its damage is pretty low, and it relies way too much on gear abilities. And many other weapons struggle as well. Some classes have big issues that are not being addressed, while shooters who are already in a very good spot are getting nonsensical buffs. I mean, in the most recent patch, they reduced the shot spread of certain shooters, like why? I don't remember this ever being a problem. Now, I don't mind shooters being good, and I actually really like playing certain shooters like NZap or Splattershot, but it's true that they do get random buffs, while other weapons have been dead or just very weak for almost a whole year now. I think the most famous example is Brella's. They are so unreliable with their inconsistent damage and shields. This especially applies to Undercover. Shooters have always been strong and always will be, which is fine, I'm okay with that, but I would like to see the devs address issues in other classes so that we can all play our favorite weapons without being at a major disadvantage compared to shooters.
Thank you, Mossy, for coming on, and yeah, I really do agree with you there.
especially about the fact that weapons like Brelas have not seen needed changes since the beginning of the game. And now let's see some takes from a shooter main. Take it away, Alolaways.
Hey, I'm Alola, a Nintendo content creator and a Aerospray main in Splatoon 3. First and foremost, for me, shooter bias is a real thing. Just looking at the fact that NZap has 3 really good buffs, while not a single weapon from the Brella class has gotten any changes at all besides fixes, is absurd. Like, even in weird cases like the Aerospray, even if the buff that it's getting are like just incredibly insignificant, that still would be more attention than most weapons are not getting. So as a shooter main, I do think the balance changes should happen more to other weapons. Not to say that shooters shouldn't get as much, but that the rest also needs that much attention too.
Well, I cannot say that I'm a shooter main. I can say I'm part of the rest, and I can say I would like to see some more attention for my own main weapon. I'm sure most of us would agree, as people who are part of the rest. But anyways, thank you guys so much for watching, and making this video actually got me thinking. And, you know, what I thought of was a brand new series I'm actually going to be bringing to this channel somewhere in, you know, late August or early September. I don't exactly know when the first episode is going to go out yet, but it's going to be called Problematic Main Weapons, and it's going to be relating back to weapons which are, well, problematic within the meta. These can range from the absolutely cracked Bamboozler within Splatoon 2 when you put enough main power up on, to, you know, the problem we just had with Splash in Splatoon 3, to whatever may happen in the future. So keep your eyes peeled for that, and actually comment down below in the comment section what weapons you'd like to see me cover for the first episode of Problematic Main Weapons. But with that, that has been the video. I've been Selvi, you've been a great audience. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you later. Bye!